Good afternoon and good evening to all. Myself Vaibhav. In today's session of Visual JForex, we will be starting afresh with a new indicator. The name is DeMark Sequential, and we will see how we can design and develop an algorithmic system using these particular indicators. So let us now head to the Visual JForex board, which has been developed by the Dukascopy Bank SA. Here, this is listed amongst the other indicator just below the TDI, which we had seen in the last session. Now it's the turn of the TDS from DeMark Sequential, and I had done a introductory session, I think almost a year back, in which we had seen how this particular indicator is formulated, how it is defined. So if you want to go into the details of the formula of the TDS, I would suggest you refer to that video. In this session, we will be concerned with more of functional aspects of this, and we will try to define the parameters in such a way that we have the higher probability of ending the trade on a profitable note. We have to define these four input parameters, depending on which we will be getting these two output values, the positive and the negative. For giving you the idea of the underlying logic, I will take you to the JForex chart. This is the USD JPY plotted on the 15-minute candle period. And the idea is going to be quite simple. We will be utilizing two different time frames. One first time frame of 4 hours and another time frame of the 15 minutes. So it will be a multi-layered formulation using the TDS. And as you can see from the chart, we get these two output of different types. One is considered positive, another is considered negative. These are absolute values, but these are divided into different categories: positive values and negative values. And here this goes on starting from 1 to, in a trending market it can even go beyond 9, and that happens rarely, but it can happen. It can even go to 20, 25. So there is no upper limit, but generally it doesn't happen, it doesn't work that way. And you will see more of formulations of this type where the reversal keeps happening from time to time. The output denoted with the blue color are positive values, and these red color numbers are negative values. So the idea is simple. We will be looking to initiate the buy trade when we have the underlying momentum on the bullish side. So we will be considering these positive values while looking to initiate the buy trade. So these values starting from 1 to these, say for this example, we can consider this 9 as the endpoint of the opportunity window. So starting from 1 to 9, we could have gone for a buy trade, and probably that trade would have ended on a positive note. And for any sell trade, we will need the last 4 hourly candle to have the negative value, the negative output of the TDS. We will not really be concerned with the numerical number. We will not be considering whether it is 7th candle or the first candle. All we need is that that particular candle should have the TDS output in positive territory for the buy trade, and the TDS output should be in the negative territory for the sell trade. So that's what we are only concerned with. And after that, we turn our attention to the 15-minute time frame, where we will have to consider the combination of multiple 15-minute output values to pinpoint the exact entry point. As I had said, on the 4 hourly time frame, all we need is a positive output for the buy trade. Now let's continue with the buy example. So provided the 4 hourly time frame condition is in place, we will look to initiate the trade when the reversal happens on the lower time frame. So we will need the last 15-minute output of the TDS to be in the positive territory, but the penultimate 15-minute output should have been negative. So this kind of formation where the reversal is happening, we will be looking to initiate the trade. So these are a couple of examples here. And as you can observe from the chart, not all the times this formation holds, and that is why we are using it in a multi-layered format. The larger trend will be determined using the 4-hourly formation, and then to pinpoint the entry, we will be using this 15-minute formation. And for the sell trade, you will need the 4-hourly output of the TDS to have been negative, and if that condition is in place, we will be looking to initiate the trade as and when this reversal happens. The TDS output of the 15-minute turns negative for the last 15 minutes, whereas in the penultimate 15 minute it was still in the positive territory. Here also we are mainly concerned with this classification of the positive and negative, and we are not really going into the numerical aspects of it. So now let us head back to the Visual JForex board, and here we will have to add the if else statements, if else blocks first to get the instrument subscription done. We will use this on candle as our start point. Default instrument needs to be matched with the candle instrument, and this will then in turn will need to be the matched with the instrument of choice. Here it is. Okay, so these two inputs, the first input and the second input, have been defined, and first input should equal second input. After that, we have to consider the position amount, and to make sure there is no current open position or the pending order in place, we have to check all position amount, and it should be equal to 0 to avoid multiple trades being simultaneously open on the account, as that might result in increased exposure. Now coming to the TDS from DeMark Sequential, we are going to define this for 15 minutes. Uh, Sorry, first we will take it for 4 hours. Time period remains 4. Shift value is going to be 1. All right. And after that, we will need 2 more for the 15-minute time frame. This I will change to 15 minutes. And here the shift value, the lookback period, will also need to be changed, which we will define as 1 and 2 respectively. And along with that, we will also need to take into consideration the price action data. So what we will do, we will add one more condition, that the last 15-minute candle should have closed in the positive territory. Its closing value will need to be higher than the opening price for the buy trade, and for sell trade we will reverse the condition. Its closing value should have been lower compared to its opening value. So that will be additional requirement. And same condition, we will also check on the 15-minute time frame. The last 4 hourly candle for the buy trade will need to have closed higher compared to its opening price, and for the sell trade its closing value should have been lower compared to the opening price. So these two price action conditions we will add. And to retrieve the price action data, we are going to need the info components. Get historical candle, this will be, I think here we need to change the default instrument, which I seem to have forgotten. Okay, now the default instrument is USD JPY instead of Euro USD, and this shift value will be 1. The candle period will be changed to 4 hours. All right. In addition to that, we will use 15-minute get historical candle as well. With the loopback period of 1. Here also same change needs to be carried out. Shift value is going to be 2. And after this, we will use more of the get historical candle to look at the immediate price action prior to the execution of the trade. And as is the customary practice, I will define it for the 10 seconds. Those of you who have been regular viewers might be aware of this condition. And the loopback period needs to be changed to 1 and 2 respectively. Okay, so these are the logical, the indicator blocks, as well as the info blocks to retrieve the needed information so as to be making a assessment to initiate the trade in a profitable manner using this indicator Tom DeMark sequential. So we have now this bare bone structure in place, which we will need to further develop in the subsequent session. First we will add the buy side of this, and in another session the sell side will be completed. So for this session, that's all from my side. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section. And don't forget to check out the Dukascopy Analytics page for market research. We are also available on the Facebook. Do reach out to us there. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.